Hello to all you vets in the fight. This is David Miller with your weekly Special Operations Speaks Vets in the Fight Sitrep, where each week we'll dive into topics of special interest to you, our republic, and her security. Well, the Marines want to implement a toxic leadership test for up-and-coming enlisted Marines. One question: toxic to what? Good order and discipline? Or is this an effort to weed out toxic masculinity? After 242 years of defending this republic with some of the most heroic exploits known to modern warfare, the Corps has now decided that young NCOs need to be screened with an emotional intelligence test. Emotional intelligence. Well, according to Psychology Today, emotional intelligence is the ability to identify and manage your own emotions and the emotions of others, generally including emotional awareness and managing emotions, which includes regulating your own emotions and cheering up or calming down other people. You may remember this as a part of the maturing process. As we grew from children into adulthood, we left behind childish things and began to understand that there was a huge world of people around us. Of course, as noted many times in our Sitreps, our educational system produces self-centered narcissists that feel the need to be protected because the world revolves around them. The military inherits these children and must deal with the consequences. All this time spent getting in touch with their feelings takes the warfighter away from the skills needed to fight and win. Seems all branches have turned to business models and psychologists in order to deal with the issues of modern-day adolescents coming into the force. Last time we looked, the art of war did not translate well to the civilian world. Do we now trust our warriors with the liberal social arts professors that otherwise demean all that has made this a great nation? Latest venture into feelings, just more of the feminization of our military? Will more chaos within the ranks ensue? If all that isn't enough, a federal court ruled recently that the U.S. military must move forward with plans to allow transgender recruits by January 1st, 2018. Could the toxic leadership test be geared toward accepting all manner of personality disorders? The bottom line is, what does all this have to do with fighting and winning the nation's wars? Many questions, few answers. Chaos indeed. Now, speaking of chaos, there is a striking resemblance here to the four-step communist plan to take America over. 1. Demoralize. 2. Destabilize. 3. Chaos. 4. Normalize. An argument could be made that the military, thanks to activist judges, media, politicians, and academics, is moving rapidly from step 1 to step 2. Many military leaders and the troops have been demoralized by severe budget cuts, policy maneuvering, and social experimentation. Many good members have left the service altogether. It is a short step to destabilization, with ambiguous policy and priorities in place trying to keep pace with progressive ideology and make it seem like the next logical move in our cultural evolution. Our friend, Jude Eden, former Marine and current blogger at Political Animal Blog, said it well in a recent speech at Tennessee's Eagle Forum conference. Some excerpts. Quote, "We are seeing the consequences of making diversity the military's top priority instead of combat readiness. We are less ready than ever to confront a diversity of enemies. Money that should be going to training, weapons, and materiel instead is being wasted, going into things like mobile indoctrination units to disabuse infantrymen of their unconscious bias. More female recruiters to get the 25% female representation. More sexual assault prevention and response positions in anticipation of more cases. Male soldiers wearing pregnancy simulators in a clownish effort to identify with pregnant soldiers. And, of course, actively commissioning communists. The result has been a predictable disaster." Jude closes with sound, irrefutable logic. The military's purpose is not to mimic civilian society and its politically correct office settings. It is to be the best enemy-killing machine our taxpayer dollars can buy, to be ready for all kinds of warfare against all kinds of enemies. If we want to be successful against them, we should shun destructive policies. We should use our limited resources to strengthen our fighting forces, not weaken our lethality through needless social experimentation. We could not agree more. Now, The NecOpsSpeaks.com is being honed to a razor's edge in our quest to bring you the most relevant, truthful information we can. We're back, and we're better. Please join us there and on our Facebook page for up-to-date intel and opinion on all matters concerning veteran issues and on our Republic's security. And please, while you're there, hit the donate button. This is David Miller for a watchful and engaged Special Operations Speaks and Vets in the Fight, wishing you a safe and blessed week ahead. Deo Press.